Okay.
You can change it, Adina, you can click.
Okay, so let's get started. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So this is actually the first time that our annual department day is being conducted online. So this is a new experience for us as well. Now, this is recorded and will be probably uploaded, some parts of it will be uploaded to our international site as we did in previous years. So first, let me start by congratulating everybody for having arrived on this day after a very challenging year and for the past year and a half, actually. But this year, on top of Corona, we also had a war going on and other crises going on. So it's been a very challenging year in many aspects. Let me just start by sharing a very unique opportunity with you that I also sent you an email about, and this is for our Arabic speakers. Let me just share my screen. Okay, I assume that all of you got this message. If you didn't, so I'm going to explain right now. So we have been in touch with the Fulbright Foundation for a couple of years now. And as you remember, before Corona started, we had a Fulbright teaching assistant, Hannah, which was here with us. And unfortunately, she had to leave because of Corona. So she was with us only for one semester, unfortunately. But just for you to remember her role, her duties, what she did in the department. So a similar opportunity is offered to you to go to the United States, to stay there on the expenses. Everything is fully covered by the Fulbright Foundation, and to teach Arabic to non-Arabic speakers in colleges, in a college or university there. Okay. So, and this is actually, I sent you also a flyer, I'm sorry. And let's see. So you can see here. Okay. You can apply by August 2nd, which is soon. Okay. And these are the basic requirements. Okay. So it's not for next year. It's for the year after that. Okay, so you're going through the admission process and selection process this year. You submit everything by August. Then if you pass the initial stage, then you go for an interview and other criteria and tests and so on. And then if you are accepted, then you are sent by next year. So this is more relevant to our third, fourth year students. Okay. Okay, so, and if you're interested, at least in hearing more about it and asking questions, there will be a meeting, an exposure meeting on this date, on July 6th at 12 o'clock under this link, and I'm going to send it to you on our chat as well. Okay, I'm going to send it right now. Okay, is somebody interested in at least coming to the online meeting?
Yes.
Who?
Rania, I am.
Okay, great. Anybody else? I suggest that you just show up just to hear whatever they have to say, even if you are even first and second year, because this opportunity will probably offered again next year. Okay. I'm not sure, but probably this will be the case. So I suggest that if you are interested now or in the future, you come and you listen to the explanation so you can also plan ahead. Okay. So come join us. It's a short meeting. It's no more than 1 hour, and then you will hear everything that has to do with this program. Okay. So we're done with this announcement, and I would like to hear your, before we actually start with our day today, just your thoughts, your experiences from this year, anything that you would like to share, both staff and the students. And I'm sure you have plenty to say because you had meetings with me throughout the year. So it does not have to be just, criticism or anything. It just can be your thoughts about the year, about your learning process, about your courses, whatever personal experiences that you had this year. Okay. And okay, so before, actually, it might get you a while to get started. So how about Ina, Regina, you share some of your thoughts regarding this year, at least from the practice teaching angle.
I'll start. Best year ever. Showed how resilient we are. Yeah, really. I mean, it's all about us to create our own story and to frame this experience. So I choose to frame it in a positive way. I mean, circumstances are circumstances. There's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do about it is to decide how we interpret the experience. And I was lucky to get a group of 17 students eager to learn, determined to succeed and overcome all challenges. So for me, despite the challenges, I had a very encouraging year. That I know that we have a wonderful group of 17 teachers that is eager to join the field and make our educational system much better. So thank you.
That's great. Ina, your microphone is off.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so I had a much smaller group. I had a group of 7 students, third year, and the practice teaching, of course, was extremely challenging. And there is a huge difference between practicing in elementary school versus junior high school, even technically on a regular basis. So second year students will have a chance, to see the difference next year. But the difference is especially very strong in this period of time when actually junior high schools were not functioning, were functioning in a different way. But I'm sure that my students learned a lot through this year. They learned what agility is mishut. Being able, to adapt to different unpredicted situations. Of course, I understand the workload and, the pressure they were under. And sometimes it's affected, the way they practiced. But I guess that if in the end we're all here, smiling, happy, with the cameras open. So I think the mission achieved. So good luck to you all today, and let's celebrate the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Regina. Ina, anybody else would like to add to that? Okay, so we'll get started. So we'll start with Inesa's students. Inesa, yes? Okay, so Inesa, how about you unmute yourself?
I also want to say thank you for the students, for all of you, because I met all of you during this year. And I think we learned a lot about ourselves, and we learned a lot from our own mistakes. And we are more experienced now, you and me, and we can overcome any difficulties now. Corona helped us a lot, I would say. Corona time. Now about my courses and the representatives. 2 different courses, one for the third year, teaching reading comprehension, advanced reading, whatever you call it. I'm confused after yesterday meeting. And the second course was HOS in the EFL class. The final product was the same. The frame of the final product was the same, the escape room. So about reading course, Neurai and Katya. Katya is teaching, so she recorded herself, and Neurai will present, he will present, and he will show us Katya in the video she shared with us.
Okay, go ahead. I gave you also permission to share your screen, so you can go ahead and start.
Okay, so thank you very much. I would like to tell you a bit of what we did during our course, Advanced Reading Comprehension Skills in EFL classes. So during the course, we learned the importance of acquiring vocabulary and how to teach reading comprehension. Our final assignment, as Inessa said, was to create a digital escape room by using different platforms. And the aims of this project are to teach specific reading skills such as prediction or inference, comparing and contrasting and so on, and how to practice them in our classes. And also the assignment was done in pairs, and each pair chose a different skill to focus on. So I would like to show you my and Katya's product, I'm sorry. So just a second, let me share my screen. Yeah. Can you see? Okay.
Thank you, Nehorai. Welcome to our escape room. You got locked in the classroom after learning about predicting and inferring. In order to break free, you have to collect the code numbers to the door using your new skills, predicting and inferring. Good luck. So in order to escape the class, you need to collect all the numbers by completing each of the challenges here and enter the numbers that you'll get after each challenge in the final section to escape the class. But before you start, go to the intro to refresh your memory about inference and prediction. Here you have two videos. One is about inferring and one is about predicting. After you finish watching those videos, go to the first challenge, the quiz. Complete the following quiz and get the first number towards your escape. Question number 1. Inferring is a very important skill, reading, because it helps us get a better understanding of the text we read. True or false? True. You have also here an explanation.
Here we have 5 questions. I'm not going to show you all of them, but this is one example. So you need to answer true or false or questions like that. And you have the explanation for each one about prediction or inference that we focused on this project. Skip, just a second. Okay, now after finishing doing it, you need to collect all the numbers in order to break the code. Okay, so the first number is 7.
So your first number for the combination is number 7. Now we'll go to the next challenge, find. From among all the statements you discover, click only on the correct ones. So let's see if we can find anything. Inference is a lower order thinking skill. Is it true? Is it a correct statement? Let's see. No. So we can infer, we can understand that this is a higher order thinking skill.
And she keep doing it. Then we have another one, okay? So the code number for
Yes, they can.
is 0.
So your second number for the combination is 0. Please write down this code, this number. Let's go back to the index to our third task, our third mission. Correct the image. Choose the correct image. What can be a good clue for prediction or inference? A title of a book or the name of the illustrator? The title of the book. What can be a good clue? The page of the number of the page or the years in the article? Of course, the years. What can be a good clue?
And the last one, just a second. This is the third number. And then we have our last assignment.
Write it down.
Oh, yes.
And here we can see some questions you can ask your students in class. For instance, read the title. What do you think the text is about? The first paragraph introduces the Simpsons family. What do you think the next paragraph discusses?
As you can see, we gave here some examples how to practice reading comprehension, especially prediction and inference, but also how to teach it. So students or students' teachers can take one of these ideas and to implement them in their classes. And just a second, and after they finish doing all those assignments, they have the last number.
After you read all the examples, you will get your fourth number. So now we have 4 numbers, and I think we can try and escape the classroom. And our combination code is 7092.
And that's it. This is our final assignment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was only one example of 5 or 6 escape rooms, and you remind me to share a folder with all the students. I forgot to do it, so that you can start using it. Thank you. Next.
I really like the way that it was presented interactively. So with the video and AOI's comments, it's very nicely done.
Choice? Okay, next. So HOTS, high order thinking skills in the English classroom, please, ladies.
Okay.
So I will share my screen, just a second.
So we have Shiraz, Noy, Ayelet.
Right.
Wait, that's not it. That's it. And okay, start.
Okay, I will start. And before we will present our escape room, we wanted to talk a little bit about the things that we've learned during this course, this amazing course, if I might add. And Shiraz, will you press?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So of course we all knew this image, and there are 3 things that I would like to talk about. Another click, please. The most important things that I've learned, that we've learned during this course is, as you can see, in everyday life, immediate environment, and metacognition. And I want to explain. So first thing that I've learned, and one of the main things, if I might add, is that we can develop HOTS in everyday, we can and we should develop HOTS in everyday life. We're talking about things that are people can learn, children will learn from their immediate environment, from the experience they have that they know, that they can relate to. You can teach HOTS and develop HOTS at very early stages as parents, as teachers. And one of the main things that was emphasized was that by using metacognition, you can actually see, okay, and be aware of the process that you actually do. Because we use HOTS automatically. We don't even notice that we do it. And Inessa, she made it present during the course. Okay, we were always asked, what HOT did you use by doing it? Okay, so these are the three things that was the most important things, this for me, and I think for the whole class. Now, if you see this, this quotation, which I love, it's from Cover the Material. I'm sorry, I'm using it all the time. And it connects to what I said before. The second-handedness of the learned world is the secret of its mediocrity. So this is what we fight, okay? We want them to learn by themselves, not just from books, to discover the world, okay? And to understand and to develop their own HOTS. Now, another one, please, Shiraz. As you can see here, if we look at this course as sequences, okay? And you can see that they're both sided. We moved during this course from theory to practice and from practice to theory. It was combined, okay? We learned, first of all, what HOTS is at the beginning, and then how to develop it and how to use metacognition, okay? And how to be self-aware and self-reflection and to see what you're doing. Another thing is teaching, okay, learning HOTS as a student and learn how to teach HOTS as teachers. So these sequences were always in this course. Now I have to say that one of the things that I was most impressed by was the fact that it was taught the way they expected us to teach. It wasn't just theory. You should do that and that, okay? The way we were taught is the way that we are being asked to do as teachers.
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt you people, the audience. I'm not responsible for this presentation. I see.
No, come on, she promised us these great, come on. We're all adults, okay? We know, so it's,
right.
Okay? So, but I think it is important to look at it because we learned HOTS as students and as teachers, okay? And the theory and the practice came together. And this was the best way that I found to present it. So moving on to Noi, which will present several ways of escaping room.
Okay, so thank you, Ayelet. In Inessa's course, we had 5 groups who created escape rooms. The topic was our choice. Each group could choose. The only criteria was that the topic is from everyday life. The real, like Ayelet mentioned, we wanted to see how an everyday activity can be HOTS, or HOTS is entwined into everyday activities. So these are 4 of the examples, and ours will be later on with Shiraz. And you can also see, I'll tell you, the age group. So it really varies, and you can really make it for each age group. You just need to adjust the topics and the wording. So first we have the escape room of Ragda, Malak, and Noah, which was about making dinner. It doesn't seem like such a big deal. Everyone makes dinner, right? But going to the supermarket, choosing the foods, what am I going to plan? Who is coming over? What is the dietary needs of the people who are coming over? It's really complicated and has HOTS in it. And you wouldn't think of that. And this escape room was for 5th graders. And in Inessa's class, we learned that no age is too young for HOTS. You just need to adjust it accordingly. Then we have let's plan a birthday party, which again is something everyone does, everyone experiences, and you don't think about it that much, but it is HOTS. This room was by Dalia, Haya, and Rania. If I'm not mistaken, it was for 7th graders. Then we have Can You Save Planet Earth by Yael, Tami, and Raz. I mean, we are all conscious, or at least semi-conscious, about our Earth, right? It's important how we handle ourselves, about recycling, about everything, pollution, and everything, saving the planet. It has become a more prominent topic, and it's more widely dealt with. And this escape room, if again I'm not mistaken, is for 10th graders, I believe. So you can see how we started from younger ages and we progress further on. And again, this is HOTS in very topics that you wouldn't think about. And then we have Hadassah's and Tal's escape room, which was about a job interview. But I mean, we all go through a job interview at some point or another, and it is HOTS. And this room is built about an actual job interview. And you wouldn't think that it would make sense, but it does. And a job interview is for higher ages. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 30 years old or 50 years old. The process makes you think, it makes you analyze. And again, metacognition, once you left the job interview, what just happened? So it's very, very interesting. And again, you can see how we moved from the younger ages to students, or for people in society who are outside of the academic field. And then there is our escape room, which is about packing for a trip or packing in general. It seems very, very kind of ridiculous, actually. How can packing be a higher order thinking skills? But that's the thing, it's not. But higher order thinking skills are entwined in your decision-making, in your thought process, and your actions. And I'll let Shiraz expand on that.
Thank you. So since Noi has already started explaining about our escape room, I will continue from there. As Ayelet and Noi said, we really learned throughout the course about what are HOTS and the usage of it. Everything was interconnected. Our role as teacher to teach HOTS and our role as students to use it. But the emphasis was that we know what we're doing. We're not just acting, but we think about the things we're doing and we try to analyze them in the best way possible. So I'll show you now our escape room. As Noi said, it is about packing. I'll try to להקטין זה קצת, doesn't work. But, okay, so packing 101. This year, however, we didn't manage to pack for a trip, unfortunately, but we did, I mean, it is a notion that we all dealt with at least once. So we'll start our escape room. So we start by a picture and then questions. For example, I won't show all of them, but just for the example, you are going on a trip, you must pack, but how do you know how many underwear you need to take? So we have 4 options. You can guess the number of underwears that you need to take. You can ask your mom because mother knows everything. You can count the days and then multiply by daily showers that you will have. And you need to count the days only. So the good thing that we chose to do about our escape room, which was also in the others, that the student has many attempts to solve the question. I mean, in other escape rooms that I know, not in our class, you have only 1 attempt, and if you failed, you failed. But now, even if I choose the answer, ask your mom, I do have 2 more attempts to find the correct question, which we did that in order to not discourage the students. Because in many escape rooms as well, you have to write the very accurate word with uppercase or lowercase and no spaces. And it sometimes gets to the point that the student is discouraged and no, it doesn't work for me and I give up. and we didn't want them to give up. So even if I choose guess, ask your mom, or count the days, I still have the attempt to choose count the days and multiply. And after every question, we show them the question of which hot were used. And also here you have several attempts. So if you have any ideas, does anyone knows which hot was used in this question? Mishu?
This is a small quiz, guys.
Okay, you don't have to. But again, I will show the attempts that you can guess. It's classifying, it's not, none is not, applying is not. So it is, of course, problem solving, because you had to take the amount of days, multiply, and solve the issue. And that goes on and on with the question. You have seasonal clothes, and then what you need to do. I will look up to this. So what hots, evaluating, so etc., etc. We tried to include as many hots in our escape room for it to be diverse and to be interesting. And the questions are as well diverse, not always about how much to pack or something like that. And that was the essence of our concluding assignment this year in Inessa's course, hot in EFL classes. We did try to make the escape rooms in the way that will be appealing for the students, that it will not only be like a school assignment that they have to complete, but for them to be interesting and amusing, and that the thinking process will be present. We wanted them to think and to know what they're thinking about. Which this is the thing that Inessa taught us throughout the year. And even when we presented the making process of the escape rooms to Inessa, she asked us, what hots did you use while you created these escape rooms? So yeah, I think that this is the conclusion of everything. And we had fun making this, because we thought that the answers were quite amusing. And that's it. That's our escape room.
Thank you very much. We will correct minor mistakes next year. Okay. Thank you. Hope you like it. And you were very short and specific. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, moving on to my students in my class about integrating ICT tools into the EFL classrooms. We're going to show you just, a brief showcase of some of the tools that were learned and used in the course. So we will have Shiraz Enoy presenting digital stories, then Raz Tal and Adas presenting hot potatoes, Dalia, Rania, and Haya presenting office templates, Malak, Nurar, and Rajda presenting animated pictures and action hyperlinks. Okay, so let's start with Shiraz Enoy.
I will share my screen again, just a second. Okay, throughout this year in Liron's course, we learned about various tools that we can integrate in our classes, technological tools, of course, that stands for the ICT, integration, communication, technology. So we chose to talk about digital stories because it is a good way to let the students do the ICT themselves. Because this is the purpose of ICT, not us as teacher doing it and presenting it to the class, but the students are supposed to experience in making the ICT, in presenting it, and be involved in the making of it. So we have two platforms that we use to show digital stories, and Noi will continue from here.
Okay, so the
storyboard.
I'm the storyboard. Okay. So storyboard allows us to get inspired by art, which is uploaded into the web, and create stories from it. So the source material that the kids can be inspired by is already in the platform. And a quote from the creators is, "We use artwork to inspire people to write." We want them to be excited, to get ideas, and to think about how to connect the pictures that in the site in the form of a story in the book. So we put a short video showcasing someone's story.
I'll just make sure that I'm sharing the audio as well, because of course I didn't, but now I did. So I'm presenting.
So this is just an example.
Bird Story. Happy Mother's Day by Stickleo.
I love you, Mom. Oh, sweetie. Look at this comic that I made for you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. It is so beautiful, honey. I am proud of my little chicken, and I am proud of being your son. I made this cake too for your special day. Mmm, so delicious.
Very short, very sweet, but the pictures could be interpreted in different ways. You can think of this as a couple. You can think of this as two friends. You can choose different segues of pictures to create a different storyline. And it's really about inspiring your ideas and putting them into writing.
So now I'll show the other platform, which is a Story Jumper. Story Jumper is a bit more complicated to make than Storybird, but it is very friendly to the user. It allows us to create an online book with a visual of a physical one. You can upload any image you want and insert the text boxes onto it with audio. So the example that I will be showing you is my book that I've made throughout this course in my topic, which is transportation. Just briefly, I could choose the cover and the pictures and the font and everything. And I also choose to להקריא, my story. It's also a manner of differentiation, or just for different learning styles, or of course for students that have hearing impairment, sight impairment that can help them. So welcome to my book, etc. So I will.
Hi there.
Okay.
My name is Shiraz.
Very embarrassing, but you got the point. I just added the audio for every page, and I could choose the pictures that I put in the background. And the nice thing about the Story Jumper is that you can publish your story and get it in a physical one. You can get your own copy of the book. And I think that this is a great way that students can present their knowledge with, even if they work in groups or even if they work alone, because it is very easy to use, and they can show everything by it. I chose transportation, but it can be any topic that you wish. And I enjoyed making it. I also had my own halvai, my own doll that I tried to shape in my own form, just for it to be a bit more personal. And that's it. That was our digital stories presentation.
Wonderful. Just some comments. So it's an avatar. It's not a doll. And you use narration, of course. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nicely done. Okay, so let's move on to Raz, Tal, and Adas presenting Hot Potatoes.
Yes, okay. So Hot Potatoes is a set of programs that allows the production of interactive web-based teaching exercises, which can be delivered to any computer. The Hot Potatoes set includes 6 applications, enabling you to create interactive web-based exercises of several types, which are interactive multiple choice, short answer, jumbled sentences, crossword, matching or ordering, and gap fill exercises for the World Wide Web. Hot Potatoes is freeware, and you may use it for any purpose or project you like. Raz?
Yeah, so as Tal said, the program could be used for any type of subject, such as teaching grammar, vocabulary, sentence, reading comprehension. The tool is very, very useful as a self-evaluation tool, which means that the learners, the students themselves, have their scores are computed automatically by the program. So this allows the students to monitor their progress very easily. There are hints that are provided to guide the students through questions, which they are unsure of. It is relatively very easy to use. And students are able to quickly manage all the types of exercises and programs in the program itself. And that's it, I guess.
Yes, so now I will show you 2 examples. I will just share my screen. Okay, so you see the screen? So this is the hot potatoes, the software. This is how it looks like. And here you can choose one of the options, whatever you want. So let's go to the quiz. And this page opens. And here you fill out your question. Okay, you can write whatever. This is the answers. And now you check if it's correct or not. So you want this answer to be correct. You can provide also here from the right feedback. So I will just show you an actual activity that I did. Okay. So this is an ocean animal quiz. Who am I? So you have here the questions, and then it looks like this. I ticked whether it's correct or not. And then you can send it to the internet. So it looks like this. Yes. Okay. It looks like this, and then you just press on the correct answer, and you go on and on. Okay. And the second one is the G-match. So here also is a title that you can choose, and here you have maybe C, and you want the students to translate it. So you put here yum, and also I will open another activity that I did. Okay, so it's about recycling, and I wanted the students to translate, and also I exported to the internet. So just, I can choose the format. So I chose drag and drop, save, view. Okay, so it looks like this. And then they just can drag the right answers to the, like this. So it's very nice, very useful. That's it.
Wonderful, thank you. And moving on to Dalia, Rana, and Haya showing Office template.
Yes. Okay, I will share my screen. We're doing, our topic is Office template, which can be used in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. And it's a great way for integrating technology in EFL classrooms. All you have to do is go into Google and type templates Microsoft Office game. When you write this in Google search, you will get many options that include downloadable games and games templates. There's many online resources for games and activities, and many of them are specially designed for educational purposes. Now, one of the websites that you will get when you write templates Microsoft Office games is this website, which we used it when we did one of the assignments in the ICT course. Let's look at the link in the picture. This is the, yes, this is the assignment that we did. And there's also these games templates that can save times for teachers and can be used in class. I'm talking PowerPoint games, Excel games, Word games, and others. Can you move on to the next slide? Yes. And we also, there are some PowerPoint games, and now my friend Haya will explain to you an assignment that she did and used this Microsoft Games for.
So in this assignment, we had to do a PowerPoint game using one of these platforms. So I chose to do it I chose to do it using the big board facts about my topic, which is food, that I taught a lot of lessons about this year. And this is the big board facts. And so when I go to so I can divide this student into groups. And when I go to the first question, for example, I asked about the vocabulary, about the second question is and the second question is about the text, and I can show the answer and go to the board. And the third question is about what do you like, so it's relevant to the student. And the fourth question is about describing the picture, so they can also review the words that they know and put it in a sentence. This is our presentation.
Okay, thank you. And last but not least, Malak, Nora, and Rajda, animated pictures and action hyperlink.
Yes, just I want to share the screen.
No, Malak, I'll share the screen at the beginning, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I just want to explain about animated pictures in PowerPoint and the hyperlink. So we'll just show a little example. I use a PowerPoint in the internet, so it's a little bit different. You put insert the device. I've downloaded a picture of a garden. Okay, we can make it just bigger. Okay, you have the option to make it bigger or any shape that you want. Okay, if you want to put a GIF, then you should download it. I've downloaded a butterfly. See, it's taking a little bit of time. Okay, if you are using the normal PowerPoint, then you'll have the option next to view, to format, to remove, and to mark the areas that you don't want about the background of the butterfly. And if you don't want to use the GIF, well, you can take a picture from the internet. Say if you wanted to use this pic. Just 1 second. Can I go back to it? 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'll put the picture of the flower over here. Can you see it?
No, not yet, Nora.
No. Okay, 1 minute. This. Okay. Okay, we'll put it over here. If you want to make it more visually attractive, then you can copy it. Okay, to cut it if you want. So it's not cutting right now, but you can crop the picture, cut it into half, and then use animation, and you can use any one of these. If you cut the flower itself into one half, you could put a spin like this, and you can then present it and to make it move. If you can also use like a flower or something, cut it into half, then use the spinning or moving, and you can like make it fly. You could really make it visually attractive. Now, Malak, you can.
Okay, now we want to show you the, we had an assignment on this, and we want to show what we did. Okay. So basically, when we are getting the presentation into a presentation mode, so every bit, the animated pixels are moving. We choose about to talk about Bora Bora, about this topic, and we wanted to show this GIF. It can also help support your thesis and your topic. Also, they are so attractive in the presentation, especially if you are using the presentation for the students in elementary school and so on. You can see also how can they give such a visual attractivity to the presentation.
Yeah, and it could be connected to the text itself.
Yes. Ragda, do you want to talk about the hyperlinks?
Yes, can I share the screen, please? So, in order to make a hyperlink like this, let me, a link that takes us to our video. Can you see the video?
Not yet.
Just a second, I'm gonna stop sharing. And this is the video.
Yes.
So in order to insert this video in our presentation, first of all, we have to copy the link of the video, and then...
After you exited the sharing screen mode.
Yes, I know. I'm going back to the presentation, and then we have the option here to put a link here, and this one for the video that I chose, and to write here the name of the video that we are that we need to present it. Like, this is the name that I want to appear on the screen, and I put sure, and then I have the video here as a hyperlink, Bora Bora, and it takes me straight to the video. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you. And now we move on to Ina's class.
Okay, just a short introduction before my students will present. As I already mentioned, practice teaching in junior high school in general is different, especially during this very challenging year. There were actually 3 schools for practice teaching. As you probably all know, we try to look for schools in the area where our students live, which is not very easy because, you know, especially students from the Bedouin sector, since you have so many villages and, you know, the area is so big, it's very difficult to find a school that can be suitable for students from different areas. So this year we had a school, Al-Huzail school in Raad, 3 girls, 3 students, Doha, Noha, and Balsam are from Raad, so they practiced in Al-Huzail school. Iman practiced in Al-Fura, which is a very, very remote village near Arad. I got lost on my way there once. And the third junior high school was Makif Rabin in Beersheva for Loren, Alice, and Neorai. It's also important to mention that practice teaching in each of these schools was totally different. When, for example, Rat School began teaching face-to-face, in Makif Rabin on Mondays and Wednesdays, Dafka, the students were still learning on Zoom, okay? And in Al-Fura, Iman will share, during the time when everybody learned on Zoom, there were problems with infrastructure, there were problems with electricity, there were problems with internet connection. So each school actually had totally different conditions for practice teaching. And I also want you to take into consideration that it was not very easy this year. Let's say it was extremely difficult this year to teach the project because there was no continuity. Pupils were not always coming, were not always on Zoom, were not always, let's say, were not opening their cameras always. So there were plenty of challenges, and my students will share them with you. However, I want also to mention some so-called highlights. During the practice week of the first semester, all the students had the chance to visit other schools, visit on Zoom, I mean. And even something like a month ago in May, all the students taught a lesson to 7th graders on Madeira Island, Portugal. Okay, so we actually crossed the border when the airport was closed and when there were no flights. And using Zoom platform, the students prepared and taught the lesson to students in Madeira. And also, Regina and me, we invited a lecturer from Madeira to lecture on universal design for learning, for differentiated teaching, and for how to teach English in heterogeneous classroom. So I do believe that even though the year was extremely difficult, extremely challenging, all of us learned, and now you will be able actually to learn from my students' experience. So who presents first? Rad girls, Nuha, Doha, and Balsam.
Yes. Yes.
Good luck.
شو لك الناس عارف بس أنا بحكي مع حضورة
Girls, is there any problem? Noha?
How you may start?
I don't see the
PPT?
Yes.
Who is sharing the PPT?
Noha.
Noha, can you hear us?
Noha, can you share or do you want us to do? Okay, I will share if you have a problem.
My internet connection is not is so slow.
Okay, as you can see, our project was about making a vlog or a blog. We practiced teaching at Al Huzayl School. It is in Rahat. The project is made by me, Nuha, and Balsam. And this is our school. And we taught 3 different levels. I don't know why, but like they put the students at the classes by level, by their level in all materials. So our master teacher was Ines, and the pedagogical advisor is Ina. Noha.
Okay, first can hear my sound because my internet is so slow. So sorry for that. The goal of this project is to make students create their own blog or blog depending on the level. And this project, we can combine all 4 skills: writing, reading, and listening. And the main focus was on speaking because it is, in our opinion, it is an ignored skill on most of the school. So the main goal is to make students use the English they learn to speak. Even who choose to make a blog, they had to present it on the front of the class. So this project was aimed for a 9th grade. It contains 5 lessons. Our classes, me and Duha and Balsam, have different levels. Therefore, after we planned for the project, we had to adapt the project to each level. So it will suit the students' level on each class. So now we will see the outcomes of our project. We will see the students' work, and then we will continue explaining about the project. Duha, can you play the video?
Guys. So today my topic is gonna be about life. We are born and we work hard to make our dreams come true. Then we die. We walk until we fall. Then we rise and walk again. But what is life? Well, the answer is so simple. Life is just a game. You work hard for your big dreams. But my main point is that one day you will hate that game so much and you just want to surrender. Well, don't do that. Put your own rules and play again. These are just simple advices to live your life. At the end, I want to say, God help you. Peace.
Hi, I am Yasser Ziyad. I am 14 years old. I study in Al Junior High School. In this vlog, I will talk about my daily life in the month of Ramadan. Well, I start my day like any other student by waking up early and taking shower and go out of school at noon. After that, I take a small nap. When I wake up, I go to do my homework. When I finish my homework, I go to play FIFA 21 or any other games. And at 7 p.m. I go to eat. And at night I watch movies. That's it. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Hazem from Palestine. I'm 14 years old. I live with my family, which consists 4 people. I'm the 5 is 2 brothers, my mother and my father. The afternoon prayer comes, and after the prayer, reading the Quran, and after I finish reading the Quran, come back to the house to help my mother with the household matters, and after that, the Maghrib permits, I pray and sit with my family, follow my favorite program, Race for Help. Thank you, have a good time, bye.
Hello,
my name is Rahma. I am from Israel. I am 14 years old. My birthday is on 16 December. In my free time, I also like to film videos. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth.
So what is the rationale of our project? We first, can you hear my sound? I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah?
Yes, we can hear you, Nuha.
Okay, good. So we chose this project for many reasons. We chose this project for many reasons. First of all, it makes the student producer. The student will be active, not passive. He will use the English that he learned. It also will encourage him to speak. We believe that the student should practice and speak English more in schools. The theme of this project relevant to the students' age. They are teens, so they use their phones and social media tools most of the time. And it will also activate their background knowledge, and they can use it to participate in the class, and they will have some ideas about the subject. So it will facilitate their process, their learning process. It also makes the student creative. It is interesting for them. And it also demonstrates knowledge. Using this project, the teacher can actually know the level of the student. He can also see what the student know. Yes, Duha, you can continue.
Okay. When it comes to the objectives of the whole lessons about in the project itself, and I must say that those objectives are inserted from the lesson plans themselves. The first, I'm trying to put it in the correct order. The student will be able to introduce themselves, which was the first step in making a vlog. Second, the student will be able to extract certain information from a vlog. In the beginning of the project, we present a general vlog, and they had to answer certain questions about it. Then the student will be able to compare and contrast between what is a vlog and what is a blog. In this step, we use Venn diagram and Venn diagram, yes. Fourth objective is to make the student familiar with words related more to vlogs or blogs. Then the student write about personal things and general things, which we call it a script. We explained what is a script means exactly for them. Then the step we walked for 4 to 5 lessons, making a blog or a blog as Duha students make. Then the inserted we depended on different skills, as Nuha mentioned, with the objectives, which is first listening with the general vlog, then writing, which is introducing themselves, and speaking skills, which is made by a vlog. When it comes to lesson planning, we first taught them how to self-introduction, We shared a worksheet with general points like hobbies, habits, favorite things, and things like this. Okay, then as I mentioned, comparing between a vlog, comparing between a vlog and a blog, we use a text to insert certain information about the differences and maybe the similarities between a vlog and a blog. We used the Venn diagrams, as I mentioned, which was a great tool as we observed in our lessons to make the comparison effective more. Then, according to our lesson plans, is actually starting planning for a vlog or a blog as Duha did with her students, teaching how to write script, what to start with and what to end with, like choosing a topic, then writing, then practicing it, which is emphasize the writing skill. For the first step is actually practice. We focused on oral skills, pronunciation, accuracy, and fluency. And this was were checked by the teacher, and also we used peer evaluation. For example, my class level allowed me to depend on this step, which is peer evaluation. So I did it. The last step is the teacher's feedback. When they submit or showed their scripts, the teacher gave feedback. The last step in lesson planning is presenting the vlogs and blogs. In the last lesson, or maybe 2 lessons, the students were able to share what they worked for previous lessons. My class presented vlogs, which emphasize also the skill of speaking. I gave them 2 options because their level allows me to, which is either to record a video, which is a vlog actually, or to present it live in the classroom. That's it, girls. Okay. When it comes to adaptation, 3 of us get 3 different levels. I get the 9th A, which is advanced level. So I choose from the beginning not to let them make a blog, because it's, I'm not gonna say easy, but it's clear for them. They can write about themselves. It's obvious. In the activities themselves, in the lesson plans, I try to upgrade the tasks. I ask them whether to make a vlog or to present it live, as I mentioned, and not a blog. Because I saw, and the master teacher also saw that they can do a vlog. A blog is something easy for them.
Okay.
Noha?
Turn the slide.
So the level of my class is intermediate. Therefore, I decided first of all to focus in one subject, which is daily routine. In addition to self-introduction, I taught them about how to talk about their daily routine. I taught them about present simple, and I provide them with different examples so they will have an idea of how to prepare their blog. I also provide them with several options so it will suit the different levels. So I asked them or to prepare a vlog or to present it in front of the class. And for the weak and the shy students, I asked them to at least to write their vlog and to present it in front of the class or to read it at least. So I want to see them trying. Yes.
Okay, so I had the 9th B grade, we started like with the same procedure. We started with the same lesson plans, but you know, in the middle we thought that we can't do the same lesson plan for the 3 classes. We had different levels of students. Like for example, I wanted my students to make a vlog, but like in the second lesson, I just wanted to discuss it with them, to ask them who can do a vlog. So no one. They said we can't make a vlog. So I decided to move on, to lower the level, and to ask them to make a blog. Even Regina, when she came, she advised us this. She said, you see, your class level is weak, so you can't give them the same thing as Balsam and Nuha. And Nuha can't give the same thing as Balsam, which she has the highest level. So next day, she said, even Regina said, don't use a textbook. She said, a text to teach them about a blog. Just give them the steps. Be focused. And I did what she said, and I applied her advice. And what was really, really good about this project, that it was in the practice teaching week, and we got all the lectures observing our lessons and giving us advices how to improve it and to make it better. So even Adina came in the 3rd lesson after I told them about how the steps of making a blog. And then she said, why are you giving them options? It makes them more confused, like to make any blog. She said, you taught them how to introduce themselves, so make it a self-introduction blog. And this is what I did. And we made a blog, and it was successful and productive. So these are part of the vlogs of my class. As you can see here, Iliam is a very good student. She managed to write a lot. She managed to write a beginning, body, and a conclusion, a closer for her blog. Like Firas is an intermediate, as you can see. He wrote less. And this one is Salwa. She's a special needs student. She couldn't write a lot, but it was for me a great achievement to get her writing. That she wrote is a great achievement, because usually when you ask her, what is your name? She won't answer. She can't hold the pencil. Okay, the teaching methods that we used in our class is peer work and individual work. The peer work was mainly in Nuha's and Basam classes. In my class, it was more individual work, because they needed more work, more help, my help. So in the last 2 classes, I give them individual work, and I moved from student to another to make sure that all of them have idea about what to do. That each one of them has an idea what is a blog and what he wants to talk about in his blog.
Doha, thank you for sharing. I just want to mention that you have 1 minute to sum up your project and let the second group to present.
Okay.
10:30, no?
Noha.
Okay, so I will continue.
Girls, you have 1 minute to conclude. I'm sorry.
Okay, to the reflect.
Okay, so this is one of the used for to facilitate the student learning process. Next, Duha. Next.
So how the evaluation, how we evaluated our students. We evaluated our students by the rubric. As you saw before in the worksheets, we taught them about introduction, body, conclusion. We spoke about grammar. We taught them some vocabulary. Like we wanted to evaluate them about things that we already taught at class.
What about, okay, the reflection? I think the main success in our project, okay, I think the main success in our project that we came up with something interactive, effective, and suitable for students' age. Although we had the minimum resources, we barely had a projector, for example, and this couldn't be happened or the project itself without the direction of our master teacher Ines Mahajri and of course Dr. Ina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the process was very challenging. However, it was interesting, and I think it enables me to find the abilities of my students and their level. Also, I think the lecture during the practice week helped us a lot. They advised us, they gave us a lot of tips, and that made the project become successful.
Okay, so I want to say that the practice teaching week was very stressful and hard, but also although at the same time it was productive, and we learned about our students. We got the chance to teach them every day and to know each one of them and each level of each student. And I want really to thank all the lecturers who came to observe us, because each one of you contributed and give us ideas to move on to the next lesson. So thank you all.
Okay, so thank you very much, girls. And I think all of us can learn how important it is for our students to see us, all of us, not just me, not just the madricha, but also lecturers from the department. The input is extremely important, and we practice that during practice teaching weeks. So thank you. Okay, so the second project was a Makif Rabin project. So Alice, Loren, and Norai, please, and 10 minutes, no more.
Okay, so it's 10 minutes at the most, and then we're going to go out on a break.
One more project.
Alice?
One second. Okay, here. Okay. So we've been teaching in Rabin School, as Ina said. Okay, so a little bit about the school. So Rabin is an educational facility that is consisted of junior high and high school. Students between the 7th grade and to the 12th grade study there for various courses of study, such as science or computer science. The school is located in Yudalef neighborhood and serves learners from the area. The English department consists more than 10 teachers, so it's a very big department. So here are some pictures of the school. Okay, so okay, one second. Teaching during the pandemic. The beginning of the year. No,
Yes.
I presented.
Sorry.
At the beginning of the year, as you all recall, the corona pandemic was at its peak, and there was a lot of uncertainty regarding the education system. We didn't know where we were going to do our teaching practice because no school was willing to accept students because of the situation. Luckily, Inat from Makif Rabin is the only teacher who agreed to accept us, and we started working with her classes. Our classes took place in Zoom, which was a new challenge for us and put a lot of difficulties in front of us, alongside a new experience we gained.
Okay, so the challenges in the Corona period, we had to teach through Mashov, through the Mashov. It's like Zoom, but schools use this format. So the students did not have to turn on their microphones or their cameras. So it was very difficult to know if they were participating during the lessons or and if they understood the material well. And after we went back to teaching at the school frontally, we didn't know the students. So it took us a number of lessons to get to know their names and how to approach everyone and know how to manage the class properly.
Okay, so back to school. When the government, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health decided to allow frontal teaching, first of all, we were very excited to see our students, talk to them and get to know them finally. But we also knew that it would be quite a challenge after a long year of studying from home. No, why?
Yes. So I thought, let's start from the beginning. So I taught at Mekiv Rabin from the beginning of the year until I went back to school. I taught at 8th grade. But when we went back to teaching frontally, Loren and I switched with our classes, and I taught 9th grade. My class consists of 25 students at an average level, low intermediate level.
Okay, so I've been teaching the 7th grade. Despite of having about 2 or 3 high-level students, most of the students in my class were on a very low level. Some of them were non-readers. So it was a bit of a challenge. Loren.
Okay, so at first I also taught the 9th graders, and then me and I switched. We felt that we are connected more to the second classes, so we switched. I also have 25 students, between 20 to 25, and they are intermediate and advanced.
Okay, so about our project, we chose to teach about ecology. So a bit of a background, why did we choose this topic? We wanted to choose a topic that would be interesting for the students and the educative both. So we chose to talk about ecology, as I said. We wanted to teach them about our planet, about the harm that is being caused to the planet on a daily basis, the dangers of the harm, and how we as individuals can, and the society can act in order to help to save our planet. So it was very important for us to do this lesson.
Okay, so as Ali said, this is a very relevant and important topic because this generation is the one that is going to populate and continue the world population. And what we wanted to students to learn is to learn about the ecological problems, to how to deal with them, how to solve them, how not to act. Because these are things that are going on a daily basis. And that's it.
Okay, so we had 3 main goals. So first of all, the first one is to expose our students to the ecological problem. Then to teach the students about the importance of the environment and how to maintain it or to keep it. And the last one is to write a blog or our final product, for example, blog, a poster, and an essay. Each one of us did something else, different.
Okay, so our mutual goals were first to learn, for the students to learn a new vocabulary. For us, it was to teach a new vocabulary. We wanted the students to learn about ecology. We wanted them to work on their reading, writing, and or speaking skills. And we wanted them to create products. So each one of us took his lesson to a different place according to the level of their class. So now each one of us will explain about his or her lesson.
Just want to ask you to keep short. Don't repeat each other if the ideas are the same. And I'm really sorry, but we are very short in time.
Okay.
Okay, I will do it shortly. So my lesson was divided into 3 parts. First of all, I introduce a new vocabulary, and then my students were asked to practice them as much as they can. Then they read a short story about ecology, which is called One Little Can, which deals with ecological problem. And in the last, their last assignment was to create or to write a solution for ecological problem in a blog. Okay, during this presentation, you can see the results. Okay. No, okay, so here you can see some examples. What did you do today to save the planet? So first of all, one of them wrote saving energy. I turn off the lights in my classroom before leaving, or recycling. I threw my empty cans to the recycle bins, and so on. Okay, there are many more, but I couldn't show here because it's a picture.
Okay, so in my class, as I said before, it was mostly consisted of low-level students. So I usually mainly focus on teaching vocabulary in various forms, while also providing them content in an engaging way. So on my lesson, I started with teaching new relevant vocabulary. Then we read a short text about ecology, learned about the importance of it, played a short game, and then they were given the task. So the task was for each student to be able to understand the importance of saving our planet and the dangers of pollution, global warming, and so on. The students were required to create a poster in which each student had to think of a problem that interests him, and then think of a solution. They were also asked to draw a picture of the solution. For example, some of the students thought, I will show you, some of the students thought of robots that clean the earth from garbage, or here we can see a picture of, I think that it was related to the weather, a robot that changes the weather. So they were asked to draw something and then explain about the problem and the solution that they thought of. So this was my lesson. And now Lauren's lesson.
Okay, so I started the lesson with a short video about what is ecology. There's a problem with the PPT. About the ecology, after we saw the video, we asked questions, we discussed about it. Then we started learn the new vocabulary. through cards. They picked a card. Behind the card there was a word, and this is how they learned the new vocabulary. Then we used the words we learned in the sentence complexion. They did it at first by themselves, and then we did it together. Then I gave them a really short text that explains about ecology, and they had to answer questions. Then in the end, in the second part of the lesson, we focused on the product. The product is, because this class had to work more on their writing. So the product I gave them to do is to write 3 paragraphs about a problem that there is out there, ecological problem, and they had to invent their own solution, or to choose, if someone wants to choose something that it's already there. I don't have a picture because they wrote it, they gave it to me, I checked it with corrections, and I gave them back to them. And it was very good. I saw in the product that they learned a lot about ecology, and then I knew that they really learned this lesson.
Okay, so I will sum up. As you can see, we chose the same topic, but each one of us took it to a different direction according to the level of their class and their students. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much to Makif Rabin students. It was a real challenge to do the project, especially in that school. Like they mentioned, the platform that was used did not actually require, and it was the school's policy not to open cameras and not to open microphones. Everything was done via chat. It was terrible. It's like, it was a real challenge. So I'm sure that even though the conditions were very difficult, the students did their best. And in the end, they came up with an interesting, comprehensive project. So thank you very much. And we have the last, I know that we are 10 minutes left. We are 10 minutes late, but Iman has to present. She was all by her own in Al-Fura school. So Iman.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Let me share my screen.
Just the difference between the 3 projects, 2 were done face-to-face, and Iman's project was actually done on Zoom.
Breath. Okay. My project was about social media safety. First of all, I'm Iman Gaboa. I'm a 4th-year student, and I taught in Al-Fura school. This is a short video about where is the school located. Okay. Social media safety, the objectives and the goals of this project is to explain how to remain safe when using social media, make a plan for safe social media usage, explain why it is important to be safe when using social media, and students at the end create their own posters and present them orally to the rest of the class. The class that I taught was 9th grade. Their level was weak. And also because we were online, I didn't have the chance to see them. I didn't meet them. I only talked to the computer. I didn't saw them. They were all the time with camera off. So first of all, I introduced the topic for them. We talked about what is social media safety. We had a discussion, and because they are 9th graders, teenagers, they liked the topic, they liked the subject. And then we did activities. I used tools like Wordle. They like it, and I saw that they also start to participate when they saw these activities. I said that we have discussions, and until we get to the final product, which was creating posters. I assessed them I told them to write a draft about your poster, explain why you chose this poster, explain a little bit about it, and submit it to me. Then you can use the website Canva to create the posters like this. I will share this with you. I will show you what the students did. They were girls, most of them. Here's an example I did to show them just how to work. I shared this Google Slides with them. This is Khadija, and this is the poster that she did. Check before you post. This is was her main idea. Shuruk, most of them, because it's a weak class, didn't write a long paragraph or something. They prefer to create the Canva website because it was really fun to work with. Be smart, be safe, talk to us, and so on. Don't talk to strangers, it's dangerous. So our presentation. Experience with this and what I learned from the online experience. It was my first time to teach through Zoom, and I thought I was ready to teach online. However, I didn't know what to expect or how difficult it would be. The most important question that remained in my mind was how I would be able to connect with my students. It is difficult to establish connections online, and I learned from teaching face-to-face in a classroom that connection is a key to student engagement. I mentioned that these students didn't open their cameras, and they only 2 of them participated. It was a little bit difficult to me, but I overcome this. The good thing, I learned how to approach students, even though their cameras were off. I was able to identify the problem and solve it with many methods. For example, the tools that I used, like creating a supportive environment. I used a mix of learning tools for better engagement, like Wordle, like Reel of Fortune, and so on. And all of this helped us to move on in this difficult semester that we taught all online. Fortunately, I had the chance to meet them in the second semester when we were all back to the schools. And that's it. That's my end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Iman. Thank you very much, Alice, Loren, and Norai. Thank you very much, Noha, Doha, and Balsam. And that's all.
Okay, great, thank you. And we'll take a 15-minute break. We'll get back at 11, 5 minutes, okay? 5 past 11. See you there. Thank you. Great.
Are the students coming back?
Who is presenting?
It's Doha or Bassam, so.
May I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you here? Okay, so
Yes,
let me,
I'm here,
I'm just gonna introduce. So this year we did a.
I am ready
hi,
to
Doha.
present. Hi.
So we had a new course. It's the first time that this course was given. It's called The Practical Applications of Gender in Education.
Wait, Idina, can you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if I could fix
approach
the
microphone. I can't really
I don't
hear.
know. I think I have to fix it, but can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. So the practical applications of gender in education is the name of the course. It's a new course. It was a semester course, and there were different modules. And the one of the modules was gender and identity and educational sites. So the students had to do a project based on an article. It was called Doing Gender, Picture My Gender. Where there's an exercise using digital media to create an opportunity for interactive learning. And so the students create photos. They have to choose 5 out of 10 photos that they took that reflected 4 different aspects. They were graded on 4 different levels of gender and identity. So I'm going to pass it on to Doha. You can show us a few, you can highlight some of them. You don't have to do all the pictures, and we'll see just a few by Balsam as well.
Okay, so I will share my screen. Okay, so this course is called Gender in Education. We were introduced to the main theories of gender. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Of gender and their application in education. We, during this, in this course, we discuss how to approach gender in the classroom and how to talk about gender with different ages. Like the course was very interactive. We had various discussions, and we had a variety of opinions about gender. So about the assignment was called Picture My Gender. So I will not waste time in explaining the assignment because Adina did.
Yeah, these are the 4 aspects. Distinction, gender, and you can read some of them, or you can read it by yourself if you like.
Okay, so these are the photos that I chose for the assignment. These are the pictures. So as you can see, these photos were taken inside my house. I chose to take it inside my house because I think this way it would be more authentic and more original. So I intended to show the differences between genders in looking and in performance. I also tried, as you can see, I used here in these pictures, I used the children. I used children because I wanted, I tried to reflect how children are taught to act towards female and male. And I also I will tell you what I did in here. I asked my children to bring their cousins and to tell them we want to play a little game. So I gave them the toys that we have. I told them we need to have a play. I want you to imagine how females and males act. What is the difference between a mother and a father? Between a girl and a boy, how girls play and how boys play. As you can see here in this picture, oh, sorry. This boy, Ahmed, is acting like he's a construction worker. He's a man, the man work. And this is Isra, my daughter. She pretending that she's the mother. She's making food for the husband. And in this, here in this picture, oh my God. In this picture, as you can see, the girls are playing the mother game. They are taking care of babies, their own babies. And the boys here are playing with cups. Like the girls are, how to say it, are gentle and caring. And the boys are playing hard and furious. I also tried to show the gender differences in looking. Like this is a traditional Bedouin clothes. This is my son is wearing abay and shdash. This is the traditional for men, and she is wearing this dress. This is also traditional for Bedouin women. Also here, as you can see, the suit of the man, the dress for the female, and also the colors, how girls are supposed to wear pink and boys are supposed to wear blue. So what I wanted to emphasize also in this assignment, that kids are what they see and what they hear. So they act and play according to what they see. They see grown-ups and do what they do as the grown-ups do. So I want to show you, I want to share again this little video that I made. Just a minute. I couldn't embed it in the PPT, I don't know why. Okay. So in this video, I asked a little older boy and girl, and I told them to make a play, how girls act and how boys act. Can you see the movie?
Yeah, you have to play it.
I can play it. As you can see, what is really interesting about this video, that I didn't tell them what to do. I didn't tell them how to act. I just give them a mission. You are a girl, you are a boy, and I want you to have a play. They decided what to do. I only helped them with the settings, and I brought them the stuffs, only this. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed.
Thank you. Balsam, do you want to show us some of your pictures? I mean, the students did very different things regarding performance and transgress, and whether the pictures transgress and or reflect more stereotypical.
May I suggest something, because I noticed something when Duha said when she instructed her children to play, she told them initially, you are a girl, you are a boy, do this, do that. So initially you are setting up the stereotype to begin with. So I suggest telling them, okay, so you are children or you have games and so on. Choose whatever game you want to play with. So without preconditioning their choice, by telling them, because just by telling them you're a boy, you're a girl, you're directing them for certain choices.
Yes, you are right. I wasn't aware to that. I think that.
Okay, Balsam, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna share screen if it's possible. Okay. No. Okay. Can you see my my presentation?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. I decided in this assignment to focus on the aspect of like being determined or being defined as boy or girl outside the class, because I believe it started outside the class in our daily life before even we came to classroom. Okay, because of the internet connection is bad, stop sharing. Duha, can you share my pictures, please?
Okay.
Okay, just the two one. Okay. Okay, just as you see the girl in the picture is my sister's daughter called Afaf. I can see that the picture demonstrates gender somehow because she's wearing a floral dress as a natural custom for a girl. I may mention something that her parents, but especially her mom, chose it because her mother is doing gender by choosing the way her kid's wearing. As the article, as Adina mentioned, is giving the idea of giving a voice and the choice is something we can't negotiate it, but looking through our daily acts, we do the opposite actually. Gender is blue or pink, as Duha mentioned the phrase. The second picture I chose was taken in August 2020 at my parents' neighbor house. It was a wedding day actually. The groom is on the left and my father on the right. Why I consider this picture demonstrate or describe gender, because the amount of appreciation of and respect the groom receives because he is proving for her for his relatives that he is responsible enough or qualified enough to be a husband or a father, while the bride should obey or forfeits many of her personal qualities because she's the female and she's lucky enough to find a groom. I'm sorry for mentioning this, but this is the case at least in my community. That's it.
Thank you. You can, Doha, you can go out of the.
I think this assignment was very interesting and we had fun, the kids had fun.
Okay, wonderful. So Adina, are these your students? Any more students?
No, we just wanted to make it short so that we had enough time for other presentations.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Balsam. I thought that it was particularly interesting what Balsam said about the how the picture is a picture, but the essay, the explanation had to describe what was her intention, what was she trying to explain, what was she trying to demonstrate.
Thank you. It was
thank you both of you, Doha and Balsam.
Okay, now moving on to Doron's class, presenting rap.
Hi, this is from Oral Proficiency 2. We did a lot of stuff. The mainstays are a mini lesson and reporting on an article and show and tell. But other than that, lots of small assignments, some of them very, very stupid and some only slightly stupid. But the main thing about them is getting people to talk, and more than to talk, to be fluent. So really, Raz is to blame. It's all his fault. I asked for suggestions and he said fluency. And I agree with him that that is really the purpose and the most important thing. And so we have just 4 people, Nora, Malak, Hadass and Raz will present more or less. I gave a short introduction on how to write a rap song because I have loads of experience as a rap singer. And and they wrote 16-line rap songs. The whole thing about the rap is yo mom, and get that beat going. So here's in hopes that they do. We'll begin with Nora.
Okay, I'll share my screen. I just want to say that I had a lot of fun in this course, in the assignment of the monologue when we had to act, and this one. So I decided to play a little bit because I don't know how to rap. It's going to help me. Okay. What I wrote about is the thought of wondering how people who doesn't believe in God can handle this craziness that's happening in the world. And I'll start. If you don't believe in God from a point of view that is sad because the world is really going mad, how can you face that? How can you stand when people are pushing you around, when everything you believe in is broken on the ground, when your weak heart is bombed? You need the power from above. You need a hand. Your hand is freezing. It's so cold, but don't stop. Stay on the road. As a child, when you're scared, you go, oh Lord. A word may seem old but gold. The soul needs food. The food of the soul is words you hear from the God your Lord. That's it.
Lovely, thank you. Malak, are you here? Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. I want to share my screen. Okay. I won't do it like Noura with music in the background. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, try to smile. Try to smile even if it is painful. Don't fear, don't cry, and be grateful. We all know it is hard to go, but keep on and don't look below. Live the moment and be optimistic. Love, eat, dance, and be realistic. Life is once, so don't miss it. So work hard, seek, and get out with. Experience is a great lesson. Learn from it and listen. Even if you fail, don't look back. Don't just see white and black. Life is like a flowering garden. Look around, focus, and dive in. I hope that I pleased you. May all what we seek come true.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
And Hadass?
Yes, okay, so I will try my best. I'm pretty nervous. Okay. So, you wanted a rap song, so hit me a gong. No need to struggle, cause I am the King Kong. I am a beast, go pray to your priest. Run before you will be deceased. Coming back all the way from the north. Monday or Wednesday, don't matter, I'm here for both. Been learning how to educate. When life gives you lemon, make it into a lemonade. Dropping these insights since I was born. Go get me a throne. Yes, I'm the champion. I'm in my zone. Tell you the truth, it's hard to ignore. All the tasks, the lesson, and more. Not gonna lie, it feels like a war. We're close to the end though, keep that in mind. Don't tempt to resign, don't dare to decline. A few more obstacles and we can unwind.
Great, great, thank you. And Raz, finally?
Yeah. Okay, my rap is about doing dirty dishes. Me and my roommate always fight about it, so it goes like this. My paper drops deep, as does my pen. The day is so hot, do them if you can. What more could you ask for? What do you complain? There are only dirty dishes that will come back again. Look outside the window, students walk dogs, birds sing along, life goes on. Only you are stuck in thought. As a result, you nag a lot. I can't do the dishes, can't find the inspiration. I will try to wash, I guess I'm out of concentration. It's moist, these things I know. My mother also told me so. Paper to pen, rhymes comes back again. Maybe today, maybe this afternoon. Don't expect I do them anytime soon. And if you get mad, just try to remember, next time is your turn, vengeance feels better.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for a lovely, lovely course.
We have to admit that we had a great time with you, Jerome. Great experience.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I did too.
Wonderful. Very courageous of you. Very original, creative. Great job. Thank you. And now moving on to Regina's class.
Well, Regina had 3 classes with them, but we chose to focus on the didactic workshop. One of the aims that we have in our workshop is looking at the learning experience from different angles, trying to break the virtual and brick walls of the classroom. And Ayelet is going to give you a taste of what we've been doing. Ayelet, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Okay, I'll share my screen. Well, as Regina said, one of the goals of the course, just a minute. Okay, now. So one of the goals of the course was to allow us to generate our own knowledge. She gave us the choice between 3 options: alternative, simulation, collaborative inquiry, or alternative learning environment. We had to choose 2. The 3 were great. I chose this alternative learning environment because it's a bit different from the other things that we've done. And it calls creating a sense trail. You can actually see the pictures of a sense trail. I took it from another course, mindfulness, that I took in Shachpatz. I thought it was a good idea to use one course into the other. And let's start. So a little about alternative learning environments. Really, it invites meaningful learning, interest, curiosity. It enables the connection to the nature and to experience learning in a different way. Now, you don't have to go far. I will show it in a minute. And even when it comes to statistics, it can actually increase the student's ability to learn and even to improve their achievement by 25%. So let's talk about mine. Okay, so why did I choose it? I chose Parc de Pause. It is like less than 5 minutes walking from school, very close. less bureaucracy. Okay, you don't need a lot of bureaucracy to take it. And of course, that only 5 minutes out of school, you're out in the open, different surrounding, different atmosphere, and you can actually feel and hear and smell what happens outside. So the type of activity, I will say a few words about it. A sense trail is a trail in which one who walks in it activates all his senses, okay? The sight, hear, smell, feel, in order to experience it. As I said before, I took it for mindfulness. The students themselves create the trail, okay? And then afterward, they walk through it. Now it's divided into lots. You can see it in the pictures, and each one of them is paved by a different substance. This activity is followed by a discussion where you sit in groups and discuss the topic of the lesson. I will say it in a minute. So you will not be surprised to know that the topic of the lesson is using our senses. It is a spoken activity, oral production, spoken production. This is the global can-do statement that I chose, can provide personal information about him or herself. And the operative can-do can express likes and dislikes in relation to familiar topics, and you will see it in a minute, and can answer simple questions about the activity, which was creating the sense trail and walking through it. So here are the goals. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to describe what senses they have activated during the activities and explain their answers. They will be able to express likes and dislikes in relation to the activity, of course, and to describe how they felt about the change in the learning environment itself. How do I assess this? First of all, participation in the activity and the following discussion, which is very important. And you will see worksheets, okay, about senses, which will take place in the classroom. Now, at the beginning, I thought it should be at the following lesson, but after I've presented it, the class gave me insights about it, and perhaps it should be at the beginning. So what we've been taught is to look at the plan like always, before, during, and after. Now it's very long, so I will not say everything, but the before is very, very important, and it has the thinking process, okay? The most important thing is, what do I want to achieve? And then going backward and into how will I achieve my objective. So it has a thinking thinking process. There is this bureaucracy, okay? And I will not talk about it, but it's a lot. When you take kids out of school, it doesn't matter where to, you have to think about all of these things too. Luckily, for me, it was just outside school, so I don't need to take them to a different place. No, it is a different place, but it doesn't have to be far away, just to change the atmosphere. And of course, there is some kind of a writing process, writing the lesson plan, preparing the worksheet and the questions for the discussion. During, of course, going out of school, okay, safety rules and things like that, instructions how to create this sense trail, okay? And in this case, I've decided to divide the class into 6 groups, then creating the sense trail itself, allocating the lots, etc., the actual building of the trail, and then walking down the trail, which is the fun part, the fun where you feel almost everything. Everything is followed by a discussion, redividing the pupils, 3 groups this time, sitting on a mat and talking. There are 3 adults, by the way, in this assignment, and conducting the discussion according to a prepared questions, which I will show in a minute, and then a summary. So here are the questions for the discussion. What sense did you use during the activity? the part of creating the trail, the same thing about walking down the trail, and the like and dislike about this. And what I wanted to know is, what do they think about learning outside the classroom? I'm in love with this idea of going out. It doesn't have to be something special. You can do it, I don't know, you can do it in the library. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Now, I'm gonna show you several, I'm not sure that I said it before. It's for 6th graders, okay? So the reason why I'm saying it now is because afterwards, when I looked at the text, I thought maybe they were too simple for them. So this is one. This is another one, okay? These are the text. And this is the activities, okay? The worksheets. You can see it in here. I have more examples, okay? And now looking back about this, of course, reflection, we cannot do, we cannot complete a mission without thinking about what we've done. And that's very important. So for me, first of all, it was a great excitement, okay? I was excited by the fact that I'm not preparing a regular lesson, something different. Connection to another course, I think it's very important for us as students and as teachers, of course. It was a bit challenging because whenever I started to think about all the things that need to be considered, okay, things that perhaps usually we don't think of, it was a bit challenging. The importance of planning and the importance of the thinking process. Now, I was trying to put everything together so you can see all the process and the benefit of consulting others. While preparing it and thinking about it, I consulted a lot with the teachers. It was Racheli in Omarim school, and with Regina and other colleagues that study with me. So overall, I think it was quite exciting and a very good experience. I think that most of the things that we've done took other things from us, okay? We needed to use all our senses in this course, by the way, and to think and to think differently about things, the simulation and the collaborative inquiry and everything. So thank you, Regina, for being our teacher.
Thank you, Ayala. It's the second time I listened to this presentation and I'm in love with this idea again and again. We had a discussion after Ayala presented, and we had our, as a group, some suggestions. So one of the things that we said to Ayala, that maybe the worksheets, like you said, should have been presented before going outside as a pre-teaching, and then the activity and the post. Yeah. So that's, but that's the beauty of the learning process that we all.
Yeah, this is why I didn't change it. I want you to look at it as it is, and the thinking process that came afterwards.
Definitely. So I wanted to stress this point. And also you mentioned the simulation, the collaborative. So just to give credit to Noi, who offered to include simulation as part of your assessment, because in the syllabus I left a certain percentage for students to decide how they want to be evaluated. Noi suggested simulation. We had the whole session, we built it together. So it was a whole process. Thank you very much again. That's it.
Okay, we actually finished right on time as promised. Thank you all. It was a very nice and eclectic array of presentations and materials. I'm sure we are all happy to learn from each other and see what's going on in each other courses. Nicely done, very nicely presented. Thank you all, and have a nice time over the summer. Hopefully it will be a quiet summer, healthy summer. Take care of yourselves, and best of luck.
Just a reminder before everyone disconnected, I have just sent a link to the meeting for Al Yesodi.